You know, this quarantine, in many ways, I feel has been a big reset. I think it has been never, never at least in the history of my life, but I think in living memory for most people, has there been a moment where globally we are all wading through the unknown at the same time in the same way, because this global pandemic has been this pause to the way that, the rhythm that we've known life to be has completely been disrupted. And I think that what is presented is an opportunity to set up a new paradigm. And, when I say that, obviously I'm speaking to those of us who are fortunate to be healthy. Anyone who is experiencing COVID right now, I'm very fortunate to have my health, and I don't know what that experience is like, but I'm sending so much love to everybody who is. And, if you're going through that right now, obviously all you need to focus on is just staying healthy, pushing through. But I think for those of us who are not directly experiencing symptoms of the virus, I think that now that, again, the rhythms have been disrupted, there's an opportunity to create a new paradigm. And when I say that, I think what I mean is I found myself going through phases. So when the quarantine first hit, I had no idea. I'll be honest, I kind of leaned into fear. I was afraid. I was like, what's going on? And I think that it was this big unknown, and everything sort of went on pause. And I was trying to keep things flowing, but also I had to find a balance of like self-care, taking care of my mental health, finding the right balance in terms of how much news I was consuming on the daily. Obviously, I want to stay informed, but at the same time, it's a lot. And it's like, I realized that, not too much is going to happen in a 24-hour period. So if I take a day off, if something huge happens, my friends, my family, they will call me, they will let me know. But taking that break, because in the beginning, I have to be honest, I didn't. I was glued. I was taking on, because I almost felt like it was giving me a sense of control when everything was so out of control. So phase one was just sort of adapting and recognizing, okay, I have to let go of this illusion of control, which is actually really freeing, I think, in many ways, because I think that, we can set and obviously it's still important to set goals and make plans, but also recognize that at any moment, something can curb that. And there's something empowering in knowing that we can adapt to that and not being afraid to be like, okay, you know what? I thought it was going to look like this, but guess what? Now this has come from left, right, and center. How do we move forward? And so one of the first things that I did to sort of push through that was I needed a sense of normalcy. So I was like, okay, can't go outside, can't do anything. Well, early on, I lived near Griffith Park, so I'd still hike. Being outside was so important for me, getting that nature, exercising my body, consuming art, staying curious. And then for me, I leaned on this digital side. So I was like, all right, I've got a laptop, I've got some lighting, like what can I do to stay creative? So me and my producer and longtime co-writer, Eric McNeely, we started doing these weekly writing sessions. And, there was no pressure of like, okay, gotta get this record out like in 2 weeks. It was just like, for me, for my sanity, I need to be creating. So how can I, no, I can't go into the studio in the traditional way. I can't, I have to let go of that. But then I also realized we all know a lot more than we think we do. I think that we are in this age where as creators, we are more empowered, I think, than ever in terms of like, look, I got this little ring light off of Amazon. I have a little softbox light, not too expensive, but I'm now realizing how much I can create on my own at home. Like last weekend, my brother came over and my dear friend Tamsin, and we shot like a artistic performance video outside my apartment. Because I was like, you know what? I don't know when I'll be able to shoot a proper video as we've noted in past, but we've got this time now. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but I think that going through this and on the other side, I think a lot of creatives are going to recognize, we're on this model before where, and I was on it too, and I'm an independent artist, so every dollar you see came from me that I put into it. But I used to really feel like, okay, well, this is the way things happen. So like the video needs to be like the most expensive promotional tool that I'm doing. And now I think we're really realizing, like, obviously you want to do what you can to put your production value into it, but the concept, the creativity, the heart behind it is going to go a lot farther than like, oh, it's expensive and it looks nice. And I think that that's something that we've all learned through the rise of TikTok. You know, and I'll be honest, when TikTok first hit the scene, I was like, oh, that's for my nieces. Like, you know, I'm a different generation. But the fact that it's so deconstructed and it's not so perfect, people relate to that because prior to that, we had seen everything so polished, Instagram filtered, you know, cropped and da-da-da-da-da. And just like, no, like this is a raw moment. People, I think, are thirsty for that, for some authenticity.